Well, it's time to welcome Donald Trump to the show, as we do every Monday now. Good morning, Donald.
Good morning.
Some people really don't want you to be president at all, or frankly, they say that you'll never make it. Did you happen to hear David Plouffe, one of Obama's senior advisors, yesterday? Listen to this.
I think I saw Donald Trump's kind of rising in some polls, and given his behavior and spectacle the last couple weeks, I hope he keeps on rising, because I don't think there's zero chance that Donald Trump would ever be hired by the American people to do this job. There may be a small part of the country that believes these things, but mainstream Americans think it's a sideshow, and what they want our leaders to do is focus squarely on the issues right in front of us, how we're going to keep growing the economy.
Your response?
Well, it's more than rising in the polls. I'm leading a lot of polls and doing very well. And obviously, I hit a nerve because they're fighting me. I don't hear them talking about Mr. Pawlenty or anybody else. They're talking only about Trump. And I can tell you, I'm their worst nightmare. I am not the person that they want to run against. And they know it, and I know it, and I know it for a fact because I have a lot of people that, frankly, are contributors to him. And they tell me, Donald, you are not the person they want to run against.
Well, Donald, right now, does this make you want to run more when you hear somebody on a bunch of network shows call you out and attack you personally?
Oh, a little bit. Look, they're doing a terrible job. China's running away with our jobs. They're just absolutely doing a number on us like never before. You look at what's going on with OPEC. You look at what's going on with all the trade pacts, including the one they're going to be signing with Colombia, which has a huge surplus over this by $4 billion. By the way, China this year will make $300 billion plus on the United States. $300 billion, and we do nothing. We honor the president of China with a White House party. So they understand that I understand it. And you know what? The people understand it, and that's why I'm doing so well in the polls. We won't be ripped off if I decide to run, and if I win, we won't be ripped off like we are. And I get a kick out of it. He said, oh, well, we have to now focus on the budget. Where have they been for the last 2 years?
Well, we'll talk about that a little bit, Donald. This is Eric. By the way, $1.6 trillion added to the deficit this year, and all optimistic projections point to $1.1 trillion next year. How would you do that? How would you cut the massive debt that's being added to our national deficit every year?
Well, for one thing, you have to be able to deal properly. You know, here's a guy that never did a deal in his life except with Tony Resco. That was about the only deal he did, and people should look into that one. But, you know, you have to be able to deal. You have to be able to make fair deals. How do you do something when you're losing $300 billion to a country like China, when you're losing trillions of dollars to other countries over a short period of time? You have to be able to deal from the inside to the out, and then you wouldn't have to be cutting all of these programs that they're talking about cutting, many of which are good programs, to be honest with you. But when you look at what the world is doing to us, they don't respect us, they don't respect our leaders, they certainly don't respect Obama. When you look at what's happening on the outside in, meaning what China's doing, what OPEC's doing, what many other countries are doing to us, where you call up about a credit card and you're calling India because they outsource so many jobs. You look at our unemployment. You look at our lack of jobs, our lack of good jobs and real jobs. A lot of things can be done to reduce that deficit, and I mean really quickly.
All right, well, you might know something about that because you've been doing that your whole life, and you also have the show The Apprentice. It was a big night last night, right?
It was a great night. It was amazing, actually, and Mark McGrath had to go, so Gary Busey is still there. He made it by a thread, but it was really an amazing night.
Yeah, it was. That Gary Busey's still in there is still amazing. I couldn't sleep.
Well, a lot of people couldn't sleep. Gary never sleeps.
I know. It's a great show. Donald, thanks so much. And I don't know, it seems like the Democrats seem to be obsessed with you, so it's going to be an interesting next few weeks. Donald Trump,
that's a
thanks
good
so much.
feeling. Thank you very much.
All right, talk to you next.